Hi, Jolly Jules Cruise Companion. Today I am sitting at the Treasury at Petra, Al-Khazar. Some good things that have changed about Petra. They have changed the path down through the Sick, which is more of a concrete and pebble path now instead of the thick dirt. They have formalised the ticket structure, though it's not necessarily very transparent about what to do with the ticket. The very first time I came to Petra with the Jordan Pass, you just had to show your Jordan Pass at the gate. And then the next time I came, you had to go to the ticket office and get your Jordan Pass scanned, and a ticket was issued. And then the next time I got a ticket issued each time I came with the Jordan Pass. This time it is one ticket is issued. The ticket is 3 consecutive days. It isn't just 3 days to visit. So that was something different that I hadn't read in the terms and conditions. But what I perceive the Jordanian government needs to consider that not everybody is going to come down and rush 3 days, consecutive days through Petra. They are big days, especially if you do the monastery. You don't necessarily want to do a back-to-back. So that is something that is different. It's shifting sands the whole time, each time you visit Jordan. Some additional improvements is the toilets are a lot cleaner, but the things to remember about Petra is the toilet attendants are paid by the government. You don't need to pay to go to the toilet. So I'll just insert a picture here of some woman just paying an attendant, and yes, they supply toilet paper, but handy hint, bring your own. Another thing that's improved is that they don't do the horse and carriages, so you don't have them running up and down the Sick, making all the noise and dropping all the poop. So one advantage is there aren't the carriages. The carriages that were not allowed down onto the main floor of Petra are now on the main floor of Petra. And there's an electric buggy that I guess you can hire additionally. The horses are still available from the gate to the dam, and there are camels and donkeys available down here on the main trail. It does all appear a lot cleaner, but then again they've had 2 years of no visitors, so they've probably had an opportunity to tidy up a little bit. There's not quite so much litter. They have also put some very shonky little barriers, some have already fallen over, to stop people from climbing over delicate parts of the site. There are a few no climbing signs in English and in Arabic, and of course people climb over this very sensitive site. The Bedouin are the local Bedouin tribe that used to live here until 1985 before they were moved out and given a village a couple of kilometres away. But they come here and they try to raise their money by selling trinkets and offering tours, etc. Saying no 100, 200 times a day just gets really boring, old hat. No, I don't want a donkey ride. No, I don't want a taxi, a Ferrari. If you're only coming here once or twice, it's fun, it's exciting. When you're here multiple days, it just becomes an annoyance, like having a bee or a fly that just won't leave you alone. If you're not used to a heavy police presence, it'll come as a bit of a surprise to you to see so many tourist police here at the Petra site. But clearly over the decades there's been a lot of issues with theft, robbery, assault, especially people being taken advantage of, you know, going up into these isolated places with Bedouin. So the tourist police are everywhere. You will sometimes be told that you need an official guide to come and visit Petra. That is not true. You can visit Petra by yourself. There are some more isolated trails that are actually quite dangerous, like the Tomb of Aaron and some of the back trails. Yes, take a guide for that, but that's a whole day, 6, 8, 12 hours. So you have to, one, be a serious hiker, and two, have serious money to want to do that. The average person is just going to come from the visitor centre down here to the Treasury, through the Street of Facades to the amphitheatre, to the Roman Theatre, around maybe to Casse Bent, up over the top past the Church of the Winged Lion and the Petra Church, across to the Royal Tombs, and back down. That's just the standard route. You do not need a guide for the standard walk around Petra. Like all tourist sites, expect to pay over the odds for drinks and souvenirs, etc. Drinks, food, souvenirs, because it does take a lot of effort to get the product down here into the valley, into the wadi. So what would cost maybe 0.6 of a JD in the village or the towns costs you maybe 2.5 JD here. A Vimto cost me 2.5 yesterday. A Gatorade cost me 3 JD up on the monastery, heading up to the monastery. Once again, the amount of effort that it takes to get these products up there, whatever. You just know that you're going to pay over the odds for things when you're in a tourist site. There would be very few souvenirs in the world today that are not made in China. So even if the Bedouin say that it is made locally, want some proof of that, have a check of the tab. And yeah, most things are made in China. Don't get scammed by buying the bracelets off the guys as they're walking around. It's not genuine silver. And all of the rusty old daggers and keys and all that type of thing, they're just new items pressed that are made to look old and some dirt put on them. You just buy the product just to say that you bought it at Petra for no other reason. It's of no historical significance other than it's a souvenir of your trip here to Petra. A handy hint while travelling to Petra: wear layers. Wear several different layers. You don't know what the weather is going to be like. In the heat of the summer, you need to take off your layers. In the cold, especially in the sick where there's a lot cooler, you need to put on your layers. It's really important when you're walking around Petra to keep looking down so that you know that your footsteps are going to be safe. You're not going to trip over a rock or anything. But it's really important to look up and look around because you might miss some pretty amazing sights. When you were an ancient visitor to Petra, it was really actually quite important that as you came down this imposing pathway, that you were greeted with niches of your own god or idol to make you feel welcome in this multicultural city. I hope you liked that video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe and share. Make a comment down below and tell me where your favourite part of the world is. This is Julie Jules Cruise Companion saying, stay safe everybody. Happy travels.